111. Today I thought I'd do you a sort of scene from off Dartmoor. I like Dartmoor, it's moody, it's brooding. The colours I've got for you today are winter blue, red shade, raw sienna, burnt sienna and cadmium yellow. That's a start with them anyway. So if you just make a note of that, and I'll move that out of the way and then I'll tell you about the picture, okay? This is our little picture. This is called Tor Rock. It's on the moors there, and this one behind. This is the main one here, but there's one behind it as well. And there's hills sweeping up to it like that, and then a hill coming down here, and then two windswept trees here, which don't seem very healthy. But that's how we got as a picture. So what I want to do is start the sky first, and let's put something moody in there for a start, shall we? Put a bit of water in just to lighten the dust. See, I want a bit of a dark. I'm trying to plan where I'm putting my dark and my lights. See, so I want a bit of light there, and I want dark there. So we'll see how we go. But just a touch of blue in this, just not a lot. I don't want a heavy sky on this. The Rockies are going to be lighter than this, so I'm going to try and put a dark sky behind this area here. Pull that down here. Around the rocks. Real dark sky this. A little bit of light over this side, I think. This is raw sienna. It in. Listen this well out of here. It's settled with my painting is 15 degrees angle towards me, so it's gonna fall down towards me, isn't it? I don't like that so much there, but I'll see what I can do with that. So we go with that. The light today is coming from the right, over my right shoulder from here. I'll just leave one or two of these cloud formations. Get towards the horizon. Doesn't hurt to spend a bit of time in your sky, you know, it sometimes enhances your painting. I've got a mark there, I don't like that mark, so you sometimes get these things and you've got to deal with them. So let's deal with that, shall we? I'm going to make that a cloud just here. From this corner. I want to take in that dip there, which I don't like. Take it down to the rocks. And hopefully we'll hide that bad piece. It dried funny, it did. I don't know what went wrong with it, but anyway, we've seemed to have got round it. Another successful cheating match. Right, so we've got a bit of a cloud round here. I'll link that together. Strengthen these pieces here. So it's like redoing the sky, if you like, because I made a pig's ear of it to start with, which sometimes does happen. But I'm not wasting my piece of paper just because I made a mistake. I'm from Yorkshire. We don't do things like that. Oh, you're not kidding. Let's soften that in the background now. Stop fiddling. Right, that sky will do now. So let's see. I think we'll put these rocks in. I want some raw sienna for this. So we'll start off nice and light with a raw sienna. So we'll get a number 6 on this so I can find it. You can never find it when you want it, but not to worry, I'll use this one. This. so we'll have some roasty in here. This will turn out nice against the rock face, won't it? Against the side, sorry. You're always trying to get this counter change between light and dark. You're trying to put your lightest lights against your darkest darks, and you'll find out your picture will sing out more if you do that. The hill's in front of it, of course, and it's hiding a lot. But so this one in the background there, it's just still the same coloured rock, but I think I want to make it a bit paler so it doesn't compete. So we're going to get some. I've got some of that burnt sienna here as well. So let's try and pop a top of that in, some of that in here as well. Light from the right, don't forget. Right, let's put some. I've got that burnt sienna there, and I want to add some of that Windsor blue red shade, what we've got there, into it, which will darken it, of course. Let's get some definition onto the rock face. Follow the strata of the rock. It's called Tor Rock, isn't it? Probably because this is a tor or a hill or whatever you call it. And I suppose that's how it got its name. I don't know any history on it. You know, it just seems a good idea. It was there. I took there was a holiday group when the Bigton College we stayed at, and when the students are on holiday in the summertime, they let it out to people having courses. So I did a course with about 10 of us, 10 people on the course, and I took them to all the nice places I could think of. We had some bad weather, mind, I'll tell you. It wasn't too kind to us, but we had a bit of fun. That's the main thing. And we stopped, and however we saw something that looked good, we stopped and we painted it. And this is Tor Rock, as I say. It's a strata that goes round there. More blue in that there. Looks like a tiger creeping up the hill. Anyway, it's there. it needed doing. That's it. Now the background one, so I need to put definition in on that one. But here again, it's got to be less intense. Than the main rock. I think it was pushed up out of the ground in different directions because it didn't follow the same pattern. I think some of these grasses with the sun on it were quite bright. They look gorgeous. They did. So I'm going to try and depict some of that pale colour. Let's see if I can just make a clear spot on my palette, just to make a nice colour. I'm going to do some cadmium lemon into this as well, just to get it into a bright area. This is cadmium lemon and a touch, just a touch of Windsor blue, red shade. Let's see what that gives us. And I want this line of grass. Must be better than that. Too much blue in it. That's better. Now I want that background grass there. It's not as bright because it's further back. Now I'll put some visible red shade in with some cadmium yellow. Let's see what we get this time. We'll do a bit of a test on it. A bit too strong that. Darkens this side there. I fancy putting some heather into this as well. It just struck me as something that might be nice. I'm making it up as I go along, folks, but please bear with me. So let's put some alizarin crimson there. I think with some cobalt blue that'd be nice. See if we can get some of that like a bit of heather down there, that's nice. A touch on there, just a flit. I'm dipping in just randomly between the alizarin crimson and the cobalt blue, just to it's wet into wet, so we'll take some effects with this. This is a grassy bank in the foreground, so we're going to put that in now. Careful. Putting specks of green into the sky there, I don't want that. And this front, it's got to be some darks in this here. It's got to be much darker. Darker than that, in effect. A bit more winter blue red shade. Dark area just down here. I'm just dipping in the winter blue red shade, and while it's still wet, it's soaking into the actual paint. So it's making its own shapes and that. I want to dry this bit in a minute, then let's get some indication of shapes on there. I got a smaller brush and do a bit of detail in that bottom portion now. I've got a rigger here, which will be helpful. Rigger, and I found that number 6 as well. I'm in business. Right, for a start, let's try and put some, just touch a shape onto this heather, if I can. Just give it a touch of stalk, if you like, especially in the foreground. It's just a rigger, it's a number 2 rigger. All that blue in there. So there's bands of like purple heather there, so I'm trying to pick out the bits and put some stalks on the bottom of them. Right, let's tattle this foreground a bit now. Let's put a bit of detail into that if I can. That's the green we've got here. That's a bit of strong colour here. This is the foreground bit, isn't it? Just flick it up from the bottom, and as you take the brush will automatically come away from the paper, and it should leave a sharper edge at the top than what you got at the bottom. We'll see anyway, see what happens. There's some darks down here. Might break the horizon there. A smaller brush on that now. I've got to take the rigger, so I want to link it in with this heather portion here. Light green. I'm putting cadmium yellow on top of this. This is dark mix, and it's hopefully blending on the paper. Still some darks down here again. Sometimes helps to just do a lonely painting. The last one we did was buildings and people and boats and all sorts of things like this. And something like with freedom like this, it loosens up your painting. Because when you do buildings and all that, everything gets a bit tight. There's a couple of trees I've got to put in there as well. Let's pop them in. Now these trees were absolutely struggling, if you like. Windswept and struggling. It's a bit of a. You want some evergreen 80 on it or something to give it some welly to bring it back to life. And there's another tree here which is even worse. It's got a bent bit on it like this, look. I think the wind direction must be from the left usually, and it's sort of following the. It's made it into this shape through wind alone. This one's still standing up to it, but this one it's given up the ghost, I think. See if I can fancy brighten. I want to try and brighten up some of this heather a bit here if I can. Let's see what I can do. I'll put a touch of gouache in there and see if I can sort of revive it a bit. Experimental this, folks, so bear with me. It could work or it couldn't work. We'll see. A bit brighter, isn't it? There we go. Looks a bit more heather-like now, hopefully. Just anchor those trees a bit so they don't blow away. And before I beat this thing to death, please someone take the brush off me, because it's getting ridiculous. It's supposed to be just a quick one off of Tor Rocks on Dartmoor there, and I'll see if it looks any better if it slows down. We'll have a look, see what it's like. And that's our Tor Rock is on the Dartmoor. There's sunlit grass at the top there, around here, sunlit grass down here, dark grass there with against the light of the sky, and some heather dotted in amongst this lot. That's a weaker one because it's further back than that, and the cloud there hopefully helps give you a contrast between that. So that's it for today, folks. I've enjoyed it. It's been a quickie, if you like. Tor Rock. It's lesson 111. If you like it, give us a subscribe, if you will, please. And I'll see you on the next one. So until then, folks.